Hey guys, it's Andy, and today we have a horror talk episode. We're going to be covering the Rob Zombie 2007 Halloween movie. So if you're interested, go ahead and stick on in. And as always, if you do like my makeup today, everything that I'm wearing and my socials where we did this look will be all listed in the description box down below. I would love to have you here for my Vlogmas. We are continuing to post every day for the month of December. And as always, if you like makeup unboxings with a little bit of horror sprinkled in, please go ahead and consider subscribing. I would love to have you a part of our little family here. And let's go ahead and get on into today's piece of horror. All right. As I said, today we have the Rob Zombie Halloween movie that came out in 2007. Now, as I said in my previous horror talk, these two movies that I'll be covering this week and next week are not canon, but I love Rob Zombie, so I did want to cover these, but they're not canon to what was relevant. But anywho, this came out in 2007 and has an IMDb rating of 6.0 out of 10. And the storyline goes, the residents of Haddonfield don't know it yet, but death is coming to their small, sleepy town. 16 years ago, a 10-year-old boy called Michael Myers brutally kills his stepfather, his elder sister, and her boyfriend. 16 years later, he escapes from the mental institution and makes his way back to his hometown, intent on a murderous rampage, pursued by Dr. Samuel Loomis, who is Michael's doctor, and the only one who knows Michael's true evil. Elsewhere, a shy teenager by the name Laurie Strode is babysitting on the night Michael comes home. Is it pure coincidence that she and her friends are being stalked by him? So some trivia. Tyler Main is the tallest actor to portray Michael Myers at a height of 6 foot 8 inches tall. That is crazy tall, and I feel like the taller the actor, the more intimidating that would make Michael Myers, which is part of the scariness of the character, because he does a lot of just standing in a distance and the brooding and Emma Stone auditioned for the role of Laurie Strode, which I think she would have done amazing, but I mean, of course, every person who plays Laurie is amazing. Malcolm McDowell, who played Dr. Samuel Loomis, has never seen the original 1978 Halloween movie, which I feel like is a sin if you're going to be playing in the movie, but here we are. The movie wasn't released in US on Halloween like the original for fear of going head-to-head with Saw 4, 2007. It released 2 months earlier in August of 2007. I figured that was a very fitting piece of trivia to cover, especially considering that I've already done the Saw series and it's one of my favorites. I find that is very funny. This is the longest Halloween film to date, and I believe it would still be, because I don't think that Halloween Ends would be longer, but that's crazy. This is the first movie where Michael Myers talks. In the 8 movies of the original timeline, which was from 1978 to 2002, he does not say a word. Now, as always, we're going to be getting into the kill count, which there is a kill count of 42. This is another movie where there's a lot of murder. It's a gruesome movie. It is intense. But if you know anything about Rob Zombie, that's kind of his thing. So, it makes sense. It is on brand. If you're not into the gruesome, the gory, and you don't want any further spoilers, you can go ahead and click off now. I totally understand, and I'll see you in the next one. But if you want to hear about it, we're going to go ahead and get on into it. Now, we have one kill that happened before the movie takes place, which was Mr. Myers, and he suffered from an unknown cause. And then we have a bunch that happened all the rest are during. Yes, I'm just making sure that I didn't list any as in between the two on here. So the rest happened during the movie. So we have a cat who was killed by Michael Myers. We have 13 these were lumped together, just as 13 animals killed by Michael. We have Elvis, the rat, killed by Michael. He was killed with a scalpel. Wesley Rhodes was beaten to death with a tree branch by Michael. We have Ronnie White, whose throat was slit with a kitchen knife by Michael. Steve Haley was bashed on his head 11 times with a baseball bat by Michael. Judith Myers stabbed 16 times with a kitchen knife by Michael. We have Nurse Wynn, who was stabbed in the throat with a fork by Michael. No, thank you. We have Deborah Myers. She committed suicide off screen. She shot herself. We have Kendall Jacks, who was thrown into a desk by Michael. This is in the unrated cut. We have Noel Cluggs, who was slammed against a wall by Michael. That was also in the unrated cut. Then we have security guard Zach Garrett, who's bashed in the head with chains by Michael, which is in the theatrical cut. We have security guard Larry Redgrave, who was slammed against a wall by Michael, which is also in the theatrical cut. We have security guard Stan Payne, who was accidentally shot while Michael was used as a human shield by Patty Frost, which is in the theatrical cut. We have security guard Patty Frost, whose throat was ripped out by Michael. My thing is, you're going to feel that? Like, no thank you. Absolutely no thank you. We have Nurse Gloria, whose throat was ripped out off screen by Michael, but still, no thank you. We have an unnamed security guard who was strangled by Michael off screen. We have 2 more unnamed security guards who were thrown through a window by Michael off screen. We have Ismael Cruz, whose head was crushed by a TV by Michael. Joe Grizzly was stabbed twice with a knife by Michael. We have a coyote who was killed by Michael. We have Grant Clark, who was killed by Michael in a deleted scene. Bob Sims was stabbed with a kitchen knife by Michael. Linda Vanderklok was strangled by Michael. Mason Strode was slashed with a kitchen knife by Michael. Cynthia Strode neck was snapped by Michael. Paul Friedman was stabbed with a kitchen knife by Michael. Officer Lowry was stabbed with a kitchen knife by Michael. And Deputy Charles was stabbed 3 times with a kitchen knife by Michael. And that is everybody. Like I said, this movie is a bit gruesome. I don't remember, because, like, I saw this movie, I think, whenever it came out on DVD, so it was either late 2007 or, like, early 2008, which I was in middle school. I was 7th, 8th grade. This movie scared the shit out of me. It is still in my top 5 scariest movies I've ever seen. It's not as scary now, obviously, going back and watching it, but I saw this when it came out and I had nightmares. Like, this is one of those top movies that, like, it gave me nightmares after watching it. I still think, going back and watching it now, that it's a really good movie. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the pacing, the acting, the kills. I love everything about this movie. I love Rob Zombie. This movie was absolutely fantastic for me personally. It's my favorite Halloween movie. So I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars because this is my rating. And I know that a lot of people aren't going to agree with me. I feel like the Rob Zombie Halloween take is very controversial. But these are my personal ratings. And this is my favorite Halloween. And because it's my favorite, I'm giving it 5 stars. I love this movie. It scared me. It's one of the only Halloween movies that ever actually scared me. And for that, like, I have to give it 5 stars. So let me just go ahead and do that real fast. We're gonna give it 5 stars here. All right, so I have my 5 stars there for my rating. Leave in the comments down below. Did you see this movie? Did you enjoy it? What do you think about it? I would absolutely recommend watching it if you're not turned off by the gore, because not everybody's into that, and I totally understand. We have one movie left. We have the Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie to close off our Halloween series. And then we have, which will be next week. And then, I still want to see, leave in the comments, what do you think our special Christmas edition of Horror Talk is going to be? What movie do you think I'm going to be covering? But as always, I would love your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.